and Vincent McKinney Buller. And my grandparents came here in 1906, my father's parents. My mother's parents came here in 1921. My great-grandparents came here in about 1923, and he was one of the first doctors and had his office in another townhouse building in downtown Fair Oaks. So we've had 64 of us graduate from San Juan High School, so we're a big family of Fair Oaks old-timers.
My name is Robert L. Smith, L for Leland, after my father. I was born here in 1920.
What do you like about Fair Oaks? What quality keeps you here?
Most of those qualities are long gone. I like the fruit ranching, part of it. My grandfather was a rancher. Grandfather was here in the middle 90s, perhaps. And my mother and father bought the place that I live on now in 1917.
Bob Massey since 1921.
You were born here?
Right.
Were your folks the first of your family here?
Yeah, they were the first out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Tell me about your earliest memories here as a young boy growing up in the 20s then.
Well, it was a fast life. If you didn't go down over the American River Bridge at 80 miles an hour, well, you weren't with it.
What memories do you have of going to school there? What stands out in your mind about going to school? To the community center, what is now the community center?
Well, it had a wonderful bell up in the belfry, and we always tried to get up there.
My name is Tempe Smallwood Weinrich, and I came here in 1928.
What's your earliest memory of being here?
It's wonderful because it was hilly. Nobody was here. Oranges, olives, the olive plant. My mother worked at the olive plant, one of the first women that worked in the olive plant. And I remember Fair Oaks was just little boardwalks for the street. They had bread boxes out in front of the grocery stores. That's where the young men came down and sat on the bread boxes and spent Saturday afternoons and told each other lies or whatever else they wanted to tell them. And it was wonderful. Wonderful little town.
Tell me about the role that the olive plant played in town. Was that a pretty big employer here?
Yes, it was. I think at one time it must have been the only employer here, and the dredges.
Mm-hmm.
My father was killed in the dredge in 1928, and they had the olives and orange groves.
Uh-huh.
But and my uncle was the first one-armed sheriff in Fair Oaks.
Is that right?
Now, can you believe that? One arm, but that's all they needed those days.
My name's George Payne. Came to Fair Oaks in 1941.
And what brought you here, George?
I was transferred here. My employment transferred me here.
What were you doing?
Working for Pacific Coast Aggregates, building Mather and McClellan Air Force Base. And then the fire department was suffering, see. I was a volunteer fireman, and the fire engines were kept in an old service station, Union Service Station. So I bought the business and the fire department.
The fire department came with it. Huh?
That came with
Bill
it.
McPhail came to Fair Oaks and discovered Fair Oaks. I mean, here was this sleepy little village. It was all by itself out here.
What was the attraction?
We are the only village or only center of history in all of Sacramento.
Tell me your names and when you came here, please.
I'm June Melvin. This is William A. Melvin. And my husband brought me to Fair Oaks in December of 1947.
And Gail?
I'm Gail Anita, and I'm basically a newcomer here. I've only been here for 22 years. I came here in 1970.
And Gail, you live near the river.
Yes.
What makes it special for you here?
Well, the river itself makes it special because I don't think I could ever live away from that river at this point anyway, because the river's taught me so much. And it's beautiful. And since I'm an artist, I like to spend a lot of time down there. And not only that, but the river animals come up to my house and visit me too. And so that's kind of they do, really. And so that's a double pleasure. And yes, the river plays a big part in my life.
And you have a 45-year perspective. How does it look to you? How has it changed? What major things come to your mind?
Many more people now, more churches, And of course, the big boulevard that sort of, well, it bisects the terrain. I'm speaking of Sunrise Boulevard, but it hasn't bisected our Fair Oaks. That is the people. Our hearts are still combined, and we still are a very close community.
I understand you had something to do with the naming of that. Tell me briefly how that came about.
Well, we got to know Mr. D. McKenzie. He was in charge of roads and bridges at the time with the Department of Public Works. And one day I was talking with him on the telephone regarding the ribbon cutting. And he said that he was going before the Board of Supervisors to select the name, and I didn't remember. And in the back of my mind, I had thought of Sunrise Boulevard. And I says, can you take one more suggestion? He said, sure. And I gave it to him. He said, I'll give it to the Board of Supervisors. He did. It was approved, and that's what we have today. And I still think it's a good name. Sunrise Boulevard.